Hey guys, it's a song or story a day. Thanks for coming back. And today I think I'm just going to be doing a bit of a short story. I wasn't too sure if I wanted to write something out because last time I did the video was like 17 minutes long, and that was already far too long. And if I wrote something out, it'd take very long as well. So I haven't really decided what I want to do with the short stories yet. When I first made the channel, I was sort of thinking of writing a story and then that being part of the process. But that might take a long time. So today I'm just going to do a short one and maybe figure out what I want to do in the future with my stories. And we'll take it a day at a time. And I'm in slightly different pajamas today. They're gray. They're still pajamas because I like the feeling of being comfortable in my pajamas, and that's that's what I make these videos in. I make the videos in my pajamas. But that's very much besides the point. Today, what I want to talk about is, like I said, a short story from my life. And before I talk about what that story is, I kind of want to just give a background into why I'm talking about it. Um, there are a lot of things that we take for granted, the things that might be important or precious to us that we maybe don't realize how important it is until maybe it's a bit too late. And that can be a lot of things. But I'm talking about people, whether they be friends or family or loved ones, partners, relationships, anything, whatever it might be. We have a tendency to take these things for granted sometimes, and then sometimes things don't work out, or people have to leave, or you have to travel halfway across the world, or you move out, or your friends go away, or you drift apart, and sometimes relationships don't work out, or heaven forbid, time to time, people pass away. And it's not until sometimes that it's too late that we realize just how much they meant to us and how much we wish we could have shown them that so much more. But it's not the end, you know? Even if people do move away, even if people do break up, even if friends do drift away, they never really disappear. And I think that's kind of what I want to talk about in my story. I know it all sounds very sad and depressing right now, but I promise there's a silver lining at the end of it. So the story I wanted to talk about was about me when I was a kid. This was my very first day of school, and I remember being just so nervous and scared. I had done daycare and I hated it. I had done preschool and I hated it. I actually got removed out of preschool because I was doing so poorly. Like I was very difficult to handle. I didn't really like the experience. Um, but of course, when kindergarten rolled around, I didn't have much of a choice. And I remember just being absolutely horrified. My grandmother was my caretaker for most of my young years, and I remember her taking me to school, and all I could feel was this fear of being abandoned. This fear of, like, what if she doesn't come back and get me? What if I'm just left here in the school forever and never able to get home? And there's a gate in the front of the school, like a gated or fenced area. And I remember when my grandmother dropped me off, I told her, "You have to stay at the gate. Like, you have to stay there the whole time. Like, you can't leave. You have to stay there." And she told me that she would. She told me that she wouldn't leave me. And I remember being very smart and sneaky as a kid. So what I did is I would walk, like, 10 steps and then turn around to see whether or not she had left the area. And then I'd walk and turn around and walk and turn around. And you know what? She never did. I remember walking all the way into the classroom, even spending some time there, and then I think it was maybe only after about 30 minutes that she actually did leave. Because, I mean, what else do adults have to do other than wait outside for 6 or 8 hours while their kids are in school? So she did leave eventually. But I remember feeling, I mean, actually very safe and secure because she had stayed there for so long and made sure that I knew she was there. And, that was really nice. Um, she's 99 now, my grandma. She's still alive, but, she's not all the way there now and then. She's not always conscious and not always able to speak to us. In fact, she hasn't been able to speak to us for a while now. And I think about the things that I've taken for granted, the time that I've spent with her. And, maybe I wish I had more time to tell her all the things that maybe I should have back when I had more time. But she's still alive, and so I feel like the best that I can do right now is make sure that she knows I'm there for her at the fenced gates, wherever that might be, so that she knows that even if she's a bit far, that I'm there. I started this talking about taking things for granted, and we take people for granted. We definitely take our friends for granted at times because we think they're always there. But the other thing I think we take for granted are the ways that even when they're gone, even when the people that are near and dear to us are gone, that they're never actually really gone, you know? The feelings that my grandmother has left for me through all of the experiences, all the moments that I've spent with her, are still very near and dear to me. I still remember that day that she took me to school for the first time, and I still remember feeling scared. I still remember feeling comforted by the things that she did. I remember feeling secure, and there's a lot of days, a lot of years that I can remember with her. And so even when the day comes where she does go, whenever that day might be, I know that she'll still be there with me somehow, in my memories, in my heart, and it'll be with me no matter where I go, no matter how old I get. So, that's something I think we take for granted too. We take for granted the ways that the people who are close to us, even when they leave, they never really do, right? So for those of you out there with loved ones, and whether they be friends or family or partners, hope you can remember to show them how much they mean to you every day. And just remember, even if the day comes where maybe they're not that close, even if they drift away or even if you move, they're still there somehow. They're still there inside you in some way. And hopefully that's not something you take for granted. All right, that's my short story for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time.